Hey everybody, this is AncientOrigins.net, and first of all, I'd just like to say Happy New Year to everybody. And this is one of my favorite websites. I will leave their information below, but they just had an article that came out today that was written by April Holloway entitled Top 10 Underwater Discoveries of 2014. And I'm just going to read briefly each one of them. If you want to check this out further, I'll leave the link below. It says, out of all the amazing archaeological discoveries made each and every day around the world, those that emerge from the depths of the ocean are among the most captivating. There is something about underwater world that captures our imagination. Perhaps it is a curiosity and intrigue about what else may lie beneath the surface, or the idea that entire cities may be hidden on the ocean floor out of sight and out of reach. And that's a very good perspective. About 10,000–12,000 years ago, we lost a huge landmass when the sea levels rose at the end of the last ice age. We have found sites off of Japan, India, many other places around the world that pretty much proves that, you know, people were living on the coastlines 10,000–12,000 years ago and perhaps further back. And that is where most of our newest and I believe most important archaeological finds are going to come from, is just off the coastlines of present-day countries. But I will read each one of these just briefly. Number 10, shipwreck found in Japan believed to be from the 13th century Mongol invasion. During the 13th century, the Mongols, led by Kublai Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan, attempted two major invasions of Japan in 1274 and 1281 AD. However, on both occasions, a massive typhoon obliterated the Mongol fleet, forcing the attackers to abandon their plans and saving Japan from foreign conquest. Number 9, 2,000-year-old shipwreck and sacrificial altar found near the Aeolian Islands. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It says an archaeological team equipped with a mini submarine made a spectacular discovery while exploring in deep water around the Aeolian Islands. They found a 2,000-year-old sunken ship complete with dozens of plates, bowls, anchors. It is one of the most exceptional discoveries and was a well-preserved sacrificial altar. Let me read that again. One of the most exceptional discoveries was a well-preserved sacrificial altar on a pedestal containing decorative carvings of waves. Number 8. 7,500-year-old underwater village may have been the oldest olive oil production center in the world. It says an excavation site off of Haifa, Israel, revealed a 7,500-year-old water well and a Neolithic village 5 meters underwater due to a prehistoric sea level rise, drowning out what may have been the oldest olive oil production center in the world. Number 7, 2,700-year-old Phoenician shipwreck discovered in Maltese waters. It says a group of divers discovered a Phoenician shipwreck dating back to 700 BC off the coast of Gozo Island in Malta. It is a unique and immensely important finding as it is the oldest known shipwreck in the central Mediterranean. It is among the oldest and most complete Phoenician shipwrecks ever recorded, and it will serve to shed light on interregional trade and exchange in antiquity. Number 6, the discovery of 11,000-year-old relics in Sweden. Earlier this year, Swedish divers made a unique and rare discovery in the Baltic Sea. Stone Age artifacts left by Swedish nomads dating back 11,000 years. And that's what's so great about these underwater discoveries, is it comes from a whole time period that there really is no written record about. So these are very important finds that are made in pretty shallow waters off current coastlines. Number 5, unprecedented exploration of the Antikythera wreck yields new treasure. And the Antikythera device is a device that is, I believe, a couple thousand years old at least, and it is basically an ancient computer with gear wheels and stuff like that. It says, in the first underwater exploration of its kind, a Greek and international team of divers and archaeologists used a new high-tech exosuit to reach deep waters in which the world-renowned Antikythera wreck had lain for 2,000 years. Their investigation proved that the remnants of the ship's luxury cargo has survived for millennia on the seafloor as new treasures have been retrieved from the depths. The rescued antiquities include tableware, ship components, and a bronze spear that would have belonged to a life-size warrior statue. During the investigations between September 15th and October 7th, 2014, researchers created a high-resolution 3D map of the site. And this is just one of the most important sites, and the Antikythera device is one of the most important ancient finds that has ever been made, because it just shows the intellect, and it shows that people from, a couple thousand years ago were pretty damn smart. Anyway, fabled lost shipwreck. Let me start again. Number 4, fabled lost ship of Sir John Franklin's expedition found in the Arctic. On September 6, Canada's Prime Minister Stephen Harper announced that one of the most fabled lost ships of Sir John Franklin's expedition had been found off Hat Island, southwest of King William Island. The ship HMS Erebus and Terror, which sailed from England in the summer of 1845, were aiming to chart a northwest passage. And, with ice and everything up there, it's amazing that ship has survived. 13,800-year-old site found underwater in Canada. Marine archaeologists in Canada discovered an ancient site dating back 13,800 years underwater near the Haida Gwaii archipelago in British Columbia, Canada. The site, consisting of a stone weir, a man-made channel used to corral fish, was once on dry land and inhabited by the Haida people. In Haida folklore, there is an old flood tale that tells how the people were forced to move by floodwaters and how their people came to be dispersed in the New World. So that's a very old, very fascinating site. Good find. Moving on to number 2. 4,000-year-old sunken ship in Turkey is among the oldest in the world. An excavation at the port of Urla underwater archaeological site in Turkey revealed a sunken ship that is believed to date back 4,000 years. The surprising discovery is the oldest known shipwreck ever found in the Mediterranean and is also among the oldest known shipwrecks worldwide. So that just proves, 4,000 years ago, that dates back to, the 16th, 17th, 18th dynasty of Egypt, maybe, and just shows people were cruising around the Mediterranean and other bodies of water. Number 1, underwater discovery in submerged Mexican cave provides glimpse of the first Americans. It says divers were mapping submerged cave in Mexico's eastern Yucatan Peninsula around 12 miles north of the city of Tulum when they came across the most complete skeleton of its age ever found in the Americas, dating back between 12,000 and 13,000 years old. The ancient skeleton, which has been named Naya, belongs to an adolescent girl who fell more than 100 feet to her death nearly a half-mile inside an elaborate network of caves that were largely dry at the end of the Pleistocene era. The skeleton contains both the craniofacial features of an ancient Paleo-Americans and mitochondrial DNA possessed later by Native Americans. This suggests that the difference in features between the Paleo-Americans and the modern Native Americans may be the result of evolutionary changes over a period of some 9,000 years, rather than being the result of separate migrations from Southeast Asia or even Europe. So I struggled a little getting through that, but that gives you a good idea of all these archaeological finds that are rated as the top 10 most important from 2014. Once again, everybody, have a nice New Year, behave, and I am heading out to the Las Vegas Strip tonight, so I plan on having a video up sometime later on, and it should be, well, quite interesting. Happy New Year. Have a nice day.